Last year, Brian Robinson had 45% of the team's rushing attempts. Gibson had 43, but Robinson was the RB21. Gibson was all the way down at RB39. So Robinson doing a lot more with his touches. I could see him still getting that rushing attempt share even with Austin Ekeler in this offense. We'll see. It's a Cliff Kingsbury offense. We'll see how that's going to shake out. I'm going to go to Pete first because maybe Pete will say something nice about Austin Ekeler, which will piss off Anthony. So, Pete, you go first. Well, yeah. Anthony.
Yeah. So Brian Robinson has Tajay Spears going right next to him. I would take Robinson over Spears. Sure. I look at Robinson similar to James Conner. And I look at the dynamic of the offense very similar. Austin Ekeler comes in. I'm trying to think, was it Kenyon Drake who was there when Conner was there with Cliff in Arizona? Conner was very effective in that offense in Arizona, and I expect it to be similar. You have Jaden Daniels, who's going to run the football just like Kyler did. His finish is James Conner, at least in 2022 and 2021 with Cliff there. 2021, he finishes running back 5 with 15 touchdowns. 2022, he had 7 touchdowns. So, bigger back like Robinson and Conner are averaging with Cliff, at least Conner averaged with Cliff around 9 touchdowns, 10 touchdowns. I'd be curious to see what Vegas has Robinson at. It's probably a little bit lower. I would say probably around 8 as well, maybe 7. But yeah, I don't hate Robinson. If I'm taking one of him or Ekeler, I do prefer Robinson. But I'm really not high on this running back room in general. I'm probably taking the cheaper guy if I can. But I do think Robinson outproduces Ekeler this season, but I'm just not high on either.
Yeah, if I'm drafting the Commanders' backfield, and I am, it is Brian Robinson Jr. Robinson Jr. ADP 93.8. I think that's really good value for this guy. Players going around Brian Robinson right now, to me, it's not even close. He's going 2 spots ahead of Austin Ekeler. Brian Robinson, you got Pollard. I like Pollard a little bit more. I'll smash Robinson over Moss and DeAndre Swift and probably over Jalen Warren.
Yeah.
Now, Robinson he's never played really on a good offense, but last year, RB22 in fantasy points per game, 12 games in 2022, RB36, but he was coming off that injury. But last year, he wasn't bad, just over 4 yards per carry. Yeah. 9 total touchdowns, 733 yards. If you look, Brian Robinson is a underrated pass catcher. And this is another reason why I'm down on Ekeler this year. Brian Robinson last year was number 1 in yards per reception, number 5 in yards per route run. He can make things happen, 15th in yards per touch, 7th in yards created per touch. So pretty good once he gets to that second level. There's also now the threat of the RPO with Jaden Daniels there. His only competition is Austin Ekeler. And Austin Ekeler last year, is it age? Is it injury? Career low, 3.5 yards per carry. Ekeler averaged 5.3 targets per game, which is a 5-year low for him. A lot more concerns. Younger Brian Robinson, Jaden Daniels, he's going to be taking off with the football. He can also throw it. They have some solid weapons there. So, there's not anything here that tells me, hey, Austin Ekeler, who's going 2 spots behind Brian Robinson, is any type of fantasy football value, because I just don't see him getting any type of legitimate volume as a runner or as a receiver to make him worth drafting. So when you can get the guy in this backfield who I feel like is going to run away with the job in Brian Robinson, it is a no-brainer to take him. Again, he's not expensive at all. He is, again, the clear cut. Even if Ekeler does get some run, Brian Robinson's going to get the meaningful touches. And this is, Dan Quinn defense, it's going to take some time, right? He doesn't have as much talent as he did in Dallas, but Quinn's defenses are opportunistic. There's going to be more opportunities for this offense as well. And in the event Washington wins games, Brian Robinson is going to win the 4-minute drill job. So, I just don't see a world where, hey, Brian Robinson and Austin Ekeler, they're going 2 spots away from each other. This is a no-brainer. It's not about Austin Ekeler hate. Do I hate that the fact that he says I'm not a 300 touch running back? Yeah, I fucking hate it. You should, as a professional athlete, you want as many touches as you can get. That's a little work for me.
Sorry, that F-bomb just brought me back to the Brock Bowers segment. But no, I get it.
No, that's my beef with Austin Ekeler. Especially there was a recent interview on Fantasy Points with Tomlinson. And Tomlinson was touting about his big year where he averaged almost 2 touchdowns a game in 15 games. Like, that's the Chargers running back. That's going to be in people's memory 10 years from now, not Austin Ekeler.
Yeah, okay. Well, all right. Well, I mean, Tomlinson's also a Hall of Famer.
Yeah. And Austin Ekeler tries to be. He wishes he was. I don't even think he's going to make the Ring of Fame.
Oh, okay. Here it comes. You got more, or is that it? You seem like you're doing a slow roll. You got more, or is that it?
Good.
You're good. Okay.
I don't want to taint the Brian Robinson segment with any more Austin Ekeler talk.